Hi, good afternoon. It's Mayor Weinstein from the Jewish Defense League. We're going to discuss a very important issue that's appearing in the Jewish media right now. I'm just going to wait a few moments for some people to log in. And let me remind everyone, please share this with your contacts and with your different groups that you're part of. It's very important, the topic for today. Just give it another few moments for this to circulate around for supporters and friends. Last March 26th, the Jewish Defense League headed to Washington, D.C. to have a counter protest outside the AIPAC conference. When we got there, already there were anti-Israel mobs assembled. A number of the participants in the anti-Israel rally headed to the entrances of the AIPAC conference. The police did not prevent this. They blocked all the main entrances to the AIPAC conference. No one was taken away by the police for this. Nothing happened. And there were chants, shut down AIPAC. The JDL was there waving Israeli flags, standing in opposition to this hate-mongering that was going on. The previous year, there was acts of violence against supporters of Israel at the AIPAC conference. That was actually the main reason that we went, that things have gotten so out of hand, and that it seems that a mob mentality has free rein, as we've seen with various Antifa gangs throughout North America trying to shut down free speech, and Israel advocates throughout the United States and in Canada, and not just that, but throughout the world for that matter. But AIPAC seems to be a major issue for them because politicians from both sides of the aisle show up at AIPAC to speak about support for Israel. So these organizations want it to be no support for Israel, and they want no Jewish state. That they make clear. During this protest, rally, whatever you want to call it, Sandra Solomon was with us as well. And at a certain point, an Arab man approached her in a threatening manner and came closer and closer, and she was backing up, scared. At that point, a Jewish Defense League supporter tried to intervene. This person resisted. The police, again, stood by, and they should have been the ones to not allow any threats to Sandra Solomon. A fight ensued. There were charges laid against one of the JDL supporters. This incident lasted for about 8 seconds, and we were there for hours on end. The BDS crowd, the pro-Islamic crowd that wants no Israel, has applied pressure to the district attorney's office, trying to elevate the charges against this JDL supporter, trying to elevate them to hate charges, hate-motivated assault. It's just not true. If this individual had not approached Sandra Solomon in a threatening manner, then none of this violence would have taken place. And this particular person has an interesting past. He's been charged before with assault on his Facebook page. one of his past profiles was for the Muslim Brotherhood. The current profile shows a Palestine flag over the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem. The Jewish media, unfortunately, has reported on this. Jewish Telegraphic Agency, the Canadian Jewish News, and the Times of Israel. The coverage has not been at all friendly towards the Jewish Defense League, but we don't really expect it from such media outlets, because we know that by and large, the people who are operating those media institutions are left-wing Jews. I don't like using that term even, but that's the fact. From the Reform Jewish movement. It should be understood and remembered that it was that same Reform Jewish movement that unanimously attacked President Donald Trump for declaring Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and his intention to move the U.S. embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Jewish Defense League is very supportive of President Donald Trump. And for the most part, the religious Jewish community is very supportive of President Donald Trump. The Jewish Defense League is asking you to help. We're going to be setting up a fundraising campaign to help this Jewish Defense League supporter. Please get involved. Excuse me. Please make a generous donation to the Jewish Defense League on this matter. We'll be posting updates. We'll be posting exactly where you can make your donation. Right now, you can go to our page, www.jdl-canada.com, and just go on our website right now, and you could go to the PayPal, the donate section, and make a generous donation. We have to fight this. Even receiving information that one of the major Islamic organizations in the United States, CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relations, has an interest in this case. Why? Why are Islamic organizations so interested in this case to elevate this and have the JDL looked upon as a hate organization? Well, it's very clear. Because the issue of Zionism comes up. Because they want to conflate anyone associated with the Jewish Defense League, that ideology, that way, anything, to be hate. They're latching on this. This is an attack against Zionism. Really, that's what it is. Now, this issue of hate, to elevate the charges to hate, is something that people should find extremely disturbing. Jewish Defense League went to attend the AIPAC conference in Washington, D.C., March 26. We went there in response to what has happened year after year, violence against Jewish supporters and people who are not Jewish, supporters of Israel outside the conference, attempts to shut down the conference. The JDL went there to counter-protest, to show that Jews and supporters of Israel are not scared, are not going to be intimidated. Outside the conference, they already blocked all the entrances. What did that mean? It meant that somehow the people who were intending to attend the conference, they had to cross the street and go through some hotel, and through that hotel make themselves up to an area where they have access to a bridge that crosses over the street, and go through that bridge and then enter the convention center. It was outrageous that they can't even go through the main entrances. They had to be diverted. And this is acceptable behavior. And then they're chanting, shut down AIPAC. They want to shut it down. They don't want to allow free speech. They don't want to allow people to come and support Israel. Most people have witnessed in the past few weeks what Hamas was calling for, days of rage, where violent anti-Israel protests in reaction to President Donald Trump's announcement about Jerusalem. In reaction, there has been violence by these anti-Israel gangs throughout the world, burning Israeli flags, firebombing synagogues, beating up Jews, targeting Jewish businesses. And the reaction from these organizations is not condemnation, not at all. Justification. The anti-Israel mobs that gather at AIPAC, they have no moral compass. And I'm calling upon people that do have a moral compass to join us and give us your support. Please, again, go to our website, www.jdl-canada.com. Make a generous donation. Share this video with your supporters and friends. And again, the person, so-called innocent bystander who was just dropping off his daughter, his nice daughter, who on her Facebook page, the entire land of Israel, it's all Palestine. And she's there for peaceful purposes, supporting the peaceful people who are blocking the entrances to the AIPAC conference and calling for the conference to be shut down. And he just happened to be there to drop her off. No involvement. When you look at his Facebook page, it's very clear what his ideas are. Support for the Muslim Brotherhood, declaring Jerusalem as the capital of Palestine. He's got a history of arrest before for assault. This is not just your typical innocent bystander that happened to go out for a walk one day and ended up by accident at the AIPAC conference. And just randomly, a JDL supporter spotted him and went to attack him. That did not happen. We have to speak the truth. And we have to understand that the other side, the BDS, the pro-jihadi groups, the Antifa organizations, they're all united. They're united in a campaign to misuse the justice system. We need your support. Please, give us that support. We'll be sending out more alerts, but we need that support now. And don't hide from it. Hiding from it is not a recipe that will help you. Now is the time to stand strong and stand up for the truth. Thank you very much, and please share this. Thank you.